This is Joe, my husband,
Hey.
and we're going to do a little bit of a Q&A on why Joe came back for a second time.
Yeah.
So, Joe, why did you decide to come back to Rythmia?
So the first time I was here was maybe 10 months ago, and I had a really groundbreaking experience for me. When I came the first time, I didn't really know why I was coming. Um, I guess I do know why. I had a little bit of a feeling of like missing out. Danielle had come and had this amazing, beautiful experience, and to be honest, I was too scared to come,
Mhm.
and also my ego was kind of telling me, you don't need that. Like, you're fine. And so when I finally did come, the first time, it was just really groundbreaking, but also like really shook me up. And so I left feeling like I didn't complete the reason I came. Um, and, I wasn't sure why I was coming back again, to be honest. I was still like resisting. Apparently, I've got a really strong ego,
Yeah, wow.
and it just doesn't want to surrender. So, I was still kind of like, I think I'm good. You go ahead. Maybe I'll go. I was really on the fence, a little bit of indecision, which is common for me. And eventually, I don't know. It just a voice in my head said, you need to go back. And so again, there is this medicine has a calling to it does call you. And so if you even feel like you're being called to it at all, I would say, you got to go.
What was the experience like this time?
The first time I was here, I had sort of this spiritual awakening, if you will. I wouldn't have called myself a spiritual person at all prior to coming here. And that first trip was all about opening my eyes. It was like breaking the ego, breaking down your beliefs, and just opening my mind and my heart to like bigger picture, like understanding that the universe has kind of a plan, and that there's an energy that's a real thing. And so it really made me, open my mind to a lot of different things. When we started talking about coming back, I struggled with it. And to be honest, if Danielle wouldn't have pushed to come, I don't know that I would have made the decision on my own. But, when I finally decided, like, okay, I'm going to go back, I didn't honestly know why I was coming, but I did feel the call, and I felt like there was some unfinished business from the first time. So I just had to surrender to it and show up.
And let's see, you just kind of answered that one.
Oh,
Would you come back?
yeah.
So,
Yeah, absolutely.
who would you recommend Rythmia to?
I mean, like one answer is everyone because when you come here and you go through the program, you really learn that every human being on this planet splits at some point in their age. They split from their pure and whole self to protect themselves. That's where the personal identity starts to be built, and that's where that personal ego starts to be built. And so the problem is we build these versions of ourselves to protect ourselves, and it causes us to become a person maybe that we don't even identify with as our true self. And so I think there's value in this for anybody who's willing to come. But I do think that you have to be willing to surrender. And I mean, if you have any thought that there's some healing that you could do, you're probably a good fit to come, really.
Did you get your miracle?
Yeah, I've gotten multiple miracles while I'm here, and I'd like to touch on that phrase "miracle" because I think that can hold a lot of people back. I know the first time I came, I'm like, oh, what, we're gonna get a miracle? Okay, well, like, what is a miracle even? I don't know. I'm a skeptic, right? I used to be a skeptic, so I would refer to it as just a massive breakthrough that is going to result in change. And so every night, every experience here this whole week, there's been breakthroughs for me, from the people I've met and had conversations with, and the connections we've had, and just hearing their stories and learning from their experience, and then having my own experiences each night. And whether it was a plant medicine class or an integration class or breath work or yoga or a ceremony, it didn't matter. I had breakthroughs all week long in all these different areas. And I really feel like I feel like each night another little piece of me died, and a new part was born, and it was it felt like letting go of my lower self and continually moving to a higher self. And so, yeah, going home, I feel like just a different person that is going to be, you know, a more beneficial presence to the planet.
That's awesome.
Hope that's not too big of an ego.